Hey, what's up guys? It's Vatonage. Welcome back to another add-on video. Today I'm showcasing Basic Machinery version 2. I know I just released version 1, but I really wanted to work on this add-on, so I just decided I'd release a version 2. So I added a bunch of new machines, and if you want to learn how to use all the machines from version 1, then I recommend you go and watch that video. And in this video, I'm just going to explain how to use all the new machines from version 2. So if you want to learn how to use everything in this add-on, then watch both of the videos. But yeah, here are all of the new machines. There's 11 of them. So I'll just go over and explain how to use them one by one. So this is the trash can. It'll basically get rid of any items that are dropped on top of it. And it will also clear out everything from the pipes that are connected to it. So if you have excess power or excess like gas or fluid, then you can put it inside of a trash can and it'll just delete it. Next is the item magnet. This will collect every item in a 5-block radius whenever it's powered. So when it gets power, it'll pick up all the items and put it on top of it. So you can use this in like a mob farm to pick everything up if you want. Next is an EXP generator. This will produce EXP whenever it gets power. So this is really good for like over enchantment table from that add-on, so you can get a bunch of EXP. And EXP is like a liquid, so it'll produce it in a fluid form, so you have to use a fluid pipe to extract it. And this EXP transmitter will, if you use this EXP generator to make the fluid go into a fluid tank, then if you put this below the fluid tank with EXP in it, then you will get the EXP. And then there's a gas chamber. This is like a fluid tank, but for gases. You can store gases in here. The gas absorber basically takes gases from the atmosphere and it will put it into a pipe. And for this one, you can only extract it from the top. And for the gas chamber, you take the gas out from the top and you put the gas in from the bottom. Yeah, but for this one, you only take it out from the top. And this will generate oxygen when it's placed in the overworld. It will generate carbon gas when placed in the nether. And it will produce hydrogen when placed in the end. And then there's a hydrogen generator. This will produce power whenever it gets some hydrogen gas. This is an oil rig. It's a new liquid and it produces oil whenever it gets power. And then there's an oil generator. This will produce power whenever it gets oil. There's a plastic refinery. This machine requires power and it will produce a piece of plastic whenever it gets oil. And 9 plastic makes a plastic bunch, and plastic is used in a bunch of the new recipes and stuff, so it's really important to set this machine up. And then there's a fluid separator. This is kind of an advanced machine. It basically turns water into hydrogen or hydrogen and oxygen, and it turns oil into carbon and hydrogen. So I'll show you how to use all this stuff now. So I'll set up a couple of demonstrations. So first I'm going to start with the EXP generator. So I'll need all of this. So whenever the EXP generator gets power, it'll produce a liquid, which is this EXP liquid flowing around. And if you put it inside of a fluid tank, then you can if you right click this or interact with it, then it will give you EXP. And if you place this EXP transmitter below it, it'll do that automatically. It'll give EXP to the nearest player. So yeah, that's how that works. And now I'm just going to remove this. So now I'll show you how to use oil. So I'm going to get an oil rig, an oil generator. I need some power cables, fluid cables, and I'll get the plastic refinery. and a fluid tank. So this oil rig, whenever it gets power, it will generate an oil fluid, and this is used for a bit of things. So you can put it into here like this, and you can take it out with a bucket if you want, and you can take that, and basically an oil generator will produce power whenever it gets oil, and the plastic refinery, when it's powered, it will produce plastic from oil. So as you can see, it's making a bunch of plastic right now, and you can pick that up with a conveyor if you want. And yeah, that's how the oil stuff works. So now I'm going to... what should I show you now? I'll do... Alright, I guess I can show the... item magnet. So, let me get a conveyor as well, and yeah. So this will basically pick up all the items on the ground whenever it gets powered, and you can use a conveyor to move the items like that. And whenever it gets power a lot, it just teleports back, so you have to set that up right so it doesn't just get stuck. And I'll also show you how to use the trash can. You just place it like that, and it gets rid of all the items. And if you put a trash can here, it'll get rid of all the power, and you can do that with fluids and gas as well. What else is there? There is also... Yeah, I can show you how to use the fluid separator. So this is probably... Yeah, this is a pretty advanced machine. I also need a fluid pump, and some fluid cables, and some water. And I also need gas chambers and gas cables. So if I put water down here and a fluid pump right here, then I can get water. And if I put the water into a fluid separator, it will basically... you also need to power the fluid separator, so I'm just going to use a couple of solar panels and a power cable and a battery. Okay, so if you give this power, then it will produce two gases from water or oil, and I'm just going to show water for now. So you can use this to, you can store the gases like this, and it exports them at to a random pipe, so it's pretty difficult to store them. So I'm just going to do it like this. So this will automatically store the oxygen into here and the hydrogen into here. And even when, like, if all of the hydrogen gets pulled out of here, it'll still only store hydrogen, because once it gets one gas, then it will only accept that gas from until you replace the block. So yeah, and you can with oxygen, there's no use for it. I don't have any uses for oxygen yet, but all I'm gonna say is Space Factory. So I'm just gonna use a trash can to get rid of all of the oxygen. And then for the hydrogen, there's basically only one use for hydrogen, and that is the hydrogen generator. And the hydrogen generator is basically the best power generator in the game. And the second best is the oil generator, and then lava generator. But yeah, you can use this to store a lot of power, and it's pretty efficient. I think it generates one every 2 seconds, which is really fast. So as you can see, we're getting a bunch of power just from one generator. You can obviously add as many as you want. And yeah, so yeah, that's how you use hydrogen. And I think there's only one thing for me to showcase still, and that is the gas absorber. So whenever this gets powered, it will basically produce one gas. So this one, when it's on the overworld, it only produces oxygen, which, as I said, doesn't have a use yet. But I might add one soon. If you have any ideas for it, then post it in the comments. But if you go into the nether, then it will produce carbon gas. So I'm just going to place this right here and some solar panels to charge it. And you can only extract it from the top. So you can do it like that. And you can store the carbon in here. And if you use a gas condenser, this machine doesn't require power. But you can basically create coal just for free, basically. Well, it's not for free, it takes power back here. And then you can just turn the gas into coal from the nether. And another use for the gas absorber is in the end dimension. It will absorb hydrogen. So this is a really good way to get power. It's probably the best way to produce power right now in the game. So you just hook up a bunch of cables in the end dimension to a gas absorber, and so whenever this gets power, it will produce one hydrogen gas, and you can use that to produce power. So if I get a hydrogen generator, then I can just hook it up down here, and I can do that, and you can hook it up to like a quantum quarry, and you can produce a bunch of ores like that, and you can like make even more of these. Like if you want, you can have it like this, and have the gas go around here, and this will produce even more power, and we can just do that to increase the gas. But yeah, so that's basically all the machines. I'm not going to go over the crafting recipes, but a lot of them use plastic and stuff. And I hope you guys enjoy this update. I added a lot of new power sources, but I didn't really add very many uses for power, so I'll probably do that in version 3. I'll add more things that use power. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this add-on. I'm having a lot of fun making it. It's probably the most fun I've had making add-ons in a while. And I'll see you guys whenever version 3 releases. Bye guys.